Hi, this is Robert from the Tribute team. I just wanted to do a video just to showcase some of the new features for Tribute 3.5. So this is just going to be a bit of an overview video, really, just to give you an idea of what's going on. So the main features are the Arena Manager and the GFX Manager. So we just load up the Arena Manager. So as before, option 5 was to add a new arena, but now that's been replaced with Arena Manager. So you will still be adding arenas the same way, but now to get to that add arena window, you have to open up the Arena Manager and just hit the add new arena button, and that will get you to the familiar add arena slot window. So the Arena Manager is basically just your hub for all your arena modding needs. So if I just hit load arena profiles up here, so the main thing you'll be doing in this window is editing arenas, so managing them, I suppose, if you will. So if you've got a big list here, you can browse the list, you can filter it, whatever. Hit edit selected, and you can edit all the fields, modify to your heart's content, and just hit save changes when you're done. So add new arena you're familiar with from past updates. There are a couple of new features. You can actually replace arenas that already exist with your arena IDs. So if you enter an arena ID that already exists, then this profile will overwrite it. So just something to be aware of. That's more of an advanced feature, really. So if you don't know what you're doing, maybe don't do that. But template ID, that's like your base arena. So if you see all the fields that are on this window, these are not actually all the fields in your arena data. So there are actually a lot of hidden values or unknown values that we haven't figured out yet. So sometimes you might want to just make sure that you've got those those unknown values, if that makes sense. And in that case, so say you are making a new raw arena and you're kind of basing it off the vanilla raw, you might just want to enter that ID there in your template ID, so you know that anything that's not on this page you've got, if that makes sense. If it doesn't make sense, don't worry about it. You can just leave it blank and Tribute will just handle that for you. So if you know, you know. If you don't worry. Another cool feature is the venue size or / camera. So this actually changes the camera angle or zoom on the arena. So you'll notice that, like for a small arena, the camera is obviously going to be more zoomed in because it's a smaller space. But for a massive open air arena, the camera is pulled back a bit. So this can be quite important. But you can play around with that yourself, see the difference. So you'll also notice we've got more buttons here on the left. You've got your GFX Manager, edit props, nameplates, and matchup screen. So whenever you use add new arena, Tribute is automatically adding data to 4 different files for you, and it's adding it to arena data, movie data table for your GFX, and data to your nameplates file and your matchup screen assets file. So Tribute does all that for you. But with the Arena Manager, you might want to, if you want to edit an arena that already exists, then you might want to also be editing that data. So with matchup screen, it's quite a simple window. You just find the ID of the arena you wanted to edit, hit edit selected, and then you can change the path for that matchup screen file. That's pretty much it. with nameplates, it's similar. The only difference is this nameplate ID. If it's the nameplates for an arena, this nameplate ID is the same as the arena ID. So that's how you can find what you're looking for there. But this file also holds the nameplates for superstars as well. So it might also be useful if you wanted to edit nameplates in that regard. So you've got your GFX manager. So you can edit all the GFX in the game you want to. So with superstars, it's quite simple. They tend to have these 5 entries in the main GFX list here on the left, and you can edit all that data. However, with an arena, you have the data in the list, just like superstars, but you'll also have one for transition usually as well. And you'll also have an entry in the arena table within GFX, which is, for an arena, it's what ties all these together, which is something that characters don't need. So you will notice on the right, you've got this, at the bottom, you've got this edit arena table button. And that is another list within movie data table that contains this entry that ties all these GFX entries together. So like arena ID, and you edit selected and it shows the IDs for all. If you see on the right, you got Titantron, Banner, Stage, Apron, Barricade. So this has to be there for arenas. So if you are editing the GFX for an arena, it's just something to bear in mind, that you might also want to edit stuff here if you are changing IDs. But if you are not going to change the actual IDs, but you're just changing the data, then you probably don't need to worry about this arena table. But it's just something to be aware of. And also, in the GFX manager, you've also got your button for add character GFX. So this is where you will be coming now when you want to add new GFX for your characters. And the window is the same as before. So this window is basically creating all 5 entries for the character all at once for you. And you can auto assign IDs, which actually checks the file to see what IDs have been used and gives you the next ones available. So, well, they start at 12,000. So we've given a bit of a gap from the vanilla ones. But if these have already been used by you, auto assign will give you the next ones that are not used. So it's quite handy. You probably already know that from previous updates. So going back to Arena Manager, you'll also notice these advanced features. We've got Arena Def and Arena Preload. Arena Preload's grayed out at the moment because I'm still working on that, but that will be coming out soon. Arena Def is ready. So if you're not an Arena modder, you probably won't know much about this, but this new window is basically letting you edit Arena Def files and add new fields to them and stuff like that. So I'll just give you a example of that. So this file path is relative to the tribute folder. So if I look at my tribute folder, I've got a test file just to show you that's an Arena Def. So if I grab the file name of that, the whole file name, including the extension, I will just paste that in there and hit load. So if you want, you could have created a folder within Tribute and called it whatever you want. And if you did, you just be like my folder / the file name. So that's how you would do that. When you hit load, this gets grayed out and locked in. So it basically locks it to use just this Arena Def file. But if you do want to edit a different file, just hit reset, and that will ungray it out and reset everything. So here you can see all your different fields on the left that are currently in the file. Hit edit selected, and you can edit the variable at the fields on the right under selected data entry. And yeah, so you basically make your edit and then hit save changes at the bottom, and that will update it. But if you want to add a new field to the ArenaDev, you can only have one of each data type. See, this data type list is the full possible list. I'll just show you an example of adding a new one. So I'll delete Titantron and add it back just so you can see how it works. So click on Titantron, edit selected. I'm just going to copy the JSFB path so I can add it back in a sec. So hit remove selected. So I've removed the Titantron, that's gone, as you can see. So I'll recreate it, Titantron, paste the path back in, and I'm going to hit add as new at the bottom. There you go, that's back. So that's how you would just build up or edit your ArenaDev file. Then when you're done, well, as you're saving as you go along, that will automatically updating your ArenaDev file for you. In the top right, you'll see prop set data. This is not tied to an individual entry in the file. There's one prop set ID and JSFB path per ArenaDev file. So you can just edit that there, and whenever you hit the save changes button or add as new, it will automatically update whatever you put in the prop set for you. So this will be getting saved as well. That's what I'm trying to say. So you don't have to worry about that too much, but you can edit that if you need to. So finally, just going to have a look at edit props. So if you are installing an Arena, often you want to be able to install the props that come with it. So you would do this in Arena Manager, edit props. So if you are an Arena modder and you've already added your props into your own game, which you want to share with your Arena, if you haven't added them, you can go into option 7, map new prop, and you can use this to add all your props in, or you may have another method if you're Arena modder. This new prop menu has been updated a bit, so it's got more fields. Basically, it's a bit more flexible, and you've got all your folder icons so to make generating your hashes easier, but it's similar to what it was before. So once you have, if you are an Arena modder and once you've got your props already in your own game, you want to share them with others. So what you would do, you would find your props. So say I've got the Inferno ring in here and I've got this Silver Steps 2 one. So say I just wanted to share these two bottom props here, 9358 and 9888, with someone. So I would need to export these to file. So in your tribute folder, you've got the new Arena props folder. So and you've got the new file type .prop maps. So let me delete that. I'll delete these so I can show you how to do it. So I want to save these into a prop maps file. So I'll load up the first one, hit edit selected. That's my Inferno ring. So whatever I've got loaded up here on the right is what's going to get exported. So in file name, I'll just create a new file, my Arena, and hit export selected. So that prop will now be saved in my Arena. So if I go over here, Arena props, my Arena, and you can see that this has been saved into this file, Inferno ring. So now, if I want to save the second prop, I'm just going to do the same thing with the same file name, and that will add to that file name. So I go to Silver Steps 2, edit selected, I've loaded that up on the right, hit export selected, and that's been exported. So I'll go back to my prop map, and as you can see, I've got Inferno ring and the Silver Steps 2 both saved in that file now. So that is ready to share with my Arena. So if I am an end user and I want to load in the props that I've got with an Arena I've just downloaded, and it's come with a .props map file, what I need to do is I go into my Arena Manager, go into my Edit Props, and then I just need to type that file name here on the right, just like when you were creating it. Basically, to type the file name, it was my Arena, and then I'm just going to hit import Arena Props. But I'm not going to do that yet because I know I've already got those props, so I'm just going to delete them first so you can see an example of it working. However, Tribute will not create duplicates here, so if you already have prop IDs that match the ones you're importing, Tribute will just skip those and it will not add them again, so you don't have to worry about that. So I just load up my props and I'm just going to delete Inferno Ring, and I'll delete Silver Steps 2. So as you can see, those are now completely gone. So I'll type in my file name, my Arena. Now when I hit import Arena Props, that's going to load those 2 props back in from that file. Right, so Arena Props imported, scroll down, and as you can see, they've been added back. So it's as simple as that, really. So that's just an overview of some of the new features, so I hope that helps.